Hi, Vivien. Thanks for coming down. Really
Hey,
good of you.
Melanie.
And just want to ask you some things about your involvement in Angel and May. You're obviously one of the leading character actors in the series, and therefore absolutely crucial to the whole success of the Enterprise. So, yeah, it's really good to have you on board, actually.
It's great to be here.
I always ask this because, you've done a lot of different roles over the years, and I just wondered, out of all the roles you've played, which one did you really enjoy the most?
That's a big question. I think perhaps Murray, the character, the policeman in The Odd Couple, I played. Up on
That's the
te-
Paul Simon play, isn't it?
Yeah, that was a bit of fun.
Were there skills and attributes you could sort of easily transfer from your acting skills on stage across to this sort of radio play?
Yeah, well, I've had a bit of experience doing some radio in the past, so that was really handy to be able to draw on that.
Okay. Didn't know
I
that, actually.
loved doing accents when I was a child, so it kept my family entertained throughout.
You're certainly entertaining us.
Yeah, I just really enjoy doing different voices. So,
Okay.
yeah.
So those were things that obviously we need different accents because you play a number of different characters. So that's actually quite a challenge, and it's a good skill to have, actually.
Yeah.
So I think you've been involved right from the very beginning because you came in with the original batch of people, but you really started to become your main involvement. I think was when Gander came on the scene about episode 5, and you kind of wonder, I rock up and ask you to do this thing. You're probably thinking, well, what the hell is it? And what did you think when you first heard about Angel and May?
Oh, I was really excited. I was thrilled to be a part of it, actually, because I haven't done a lot of community theatre. I've just sort of dabbled here and there. So it was a great opportunity to actually have a go. So I really enjoyed it.
Good.
Yeah,
I'm glad.
I was very excited.
It's got to be fun, hasn't it? Otherwise, what's the point of doing it? Otherwise it's just a chore.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Now you do play a number of actually quite diverse characters in the series. I think I wouldn't be far out if I said that the primary one is Gander, and actually she's a really popular character in the series. And then from season 2, you kindly offered to play Sharrow because the actress that was playing Sharrow, left the series, and that really left us with a large hole to fill.
Yes,
yeah. So
I was drawn in, kicking and screaming.
well, but without you, we really couldn't have continued. So it's absolutely great. Which out of those two characters, Gander and Sharrow, which one do you think you relate to the most?
Oh, I love Gander's character. I love that really crusty exterior of this character, and I love doing the accent. It's just lots of fun. I think she's a really interesting character too. Yeah, she's quite mysterious, and I'm looking forward to seeing what happens with her character as the series goes on.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of depth there. It'll be interesting to see what makes her tick.
Yeah, we need to sort of kind of think of some storylines where she gets out of her office and starts to kick some ass and do some stuff. Yeah, which would be kind of interesting.
Yeah. And I think she is the sort of character who has struggled in life, and she's very resilient. But she does have this real vulnerability. So she's a really interesting character. I love playing Gander.
We love and we like the Russian swear words, which we make a really bad attempt to actually pronounce. But anyway, so one of the things that always kind of makes me scratch my head is, she's obviously this tough operative, and she's sort of like running this speakeasy kind of thing. And she runs a lot of I'd call the sort of light crime in the Ben Cumber, not the really nasty stuff. But why would you think she would form something like this Royal and Cherry Blue Storms regiment in conjunction with Rudy? What do you think the motivation was for actually doing that?
Well, I think she's got a bit of because of her background, she wanted to create a sense of security for these street kids, and so she's creating a sense of belonging. And while she's sort of rough and tough, she's created an environment where she's actually scooping up these lost little beings and giving them a sense of purpose, and creating a little bit of a community there. So
I think there's also a practical aspect, though, wasn't there?
Yeah.
She needed a sort of like a
she
security
needed
force.
eyes on
Yeah.
the street.
Yeah,
And,
yeah.
what better way of getting eyes on the street than getting hold of a few street kids to be your eyes and ears. So a combination of security needs, compassion and practicality, I guess.
Yeah. So you obviously, as I mentioned, you took on the role of Sharrow fairly short notice, actually, in season 2, and it's very different from Gander. Sharrow's a completely different ball game. I mean, what sort of challenges did you face when you sort of had to take that on?
Oh, I found it really hard to go between. I found the really hard to maintain the accents, going from Russian to American. Found it really hard to capture that original Sharrow accent, so I think I've probably put my own slant on it. But yeah, I found that really challenging. It was hard to get into a mindset to be those different characters and be switching.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Very different, aren't they? And yet she's absolutely crucial to the whole series, obviously being one of the 2 lead characters. So a vital role, really.
Yeah.
Okay. Look, we really don't know much about Gander and her background. As you say, she's a fairly mysterious sort. So I was wondering, you've studied the character, and I wondered if you could perhaps just give us a quick précis of...
Okay, so she was actually born in 2019, and unfortunately her mother was killed in an industrial accident. I think she was squashed by a press or something.
Sounds nasty.
When Gander was 5. She was born David, by the way. So she was sent to live with her uncle in Budapest. She graduated in about 2039, and to support herself, she started working as a drag artist. She did that for a while, and then she went searching for her father.
Yeah, because I think her father had left, hadn't he? He'd left by then to go to the asteroid belt, I think.
That's right. He had gone off on an adventure somewhere to start off a business or something. So she went looking for her father in about 2046, eventually arrived in New London about 2052. When she got there, she discovered that her father was running a business, the Retrograde, and that he had disappeared. So there was a lot of mystery. So she got involved with some mob fights and took over the Retrograde Inn and founded the Royal and Cherry Blues in 2057. That was the little organisation that was her little street kids.
So that's 2057. That's a few years before our whole story starts, really, isn't it? So that sort of sets us up for where she's come from.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Okay, thank you for that. That's quite interesting. I think we should do a program on that. There's definitely a story around that. Definitely we should explore when she first arrives in New London, I think. That'd be quite cool. Now, moving on, you kind of play Sharrow, as we've alluded to, and there were a number of challenges. What did you find was the things you enjoy about that, though? We've spoken about the challenges. What about the good things about playing Sharrow?
Oh, I just really enjoy the banter between Alex and Sharrow. I think they are great characters, and they have a really good relationship, working relationship. It's lots of fun. I'm looking forward to exploring some greater depths in Sharrow's character too. She's more expressive than Gander, so I get to be a little bit more expressive. So that's a bit of fun for me. Yeah.
Okay.
To have a go at that.
And people shouldn't forget that you actually play a couple of other characters as well, and and we haven't really developed either of those guys, but they just come in. So who are these other characters that you play?
McAllister is a Scottish nurse, so that's lots of fun to do a Scottish accent. And Charisma is the what would you describe her as?
I think she's like a businesswoman, and she runs the part of the technical sook.
Yeah.
Yeah, sort of like she's a old friend of Gander's. I suspect there might have been she might have helped Gander in the early days, but I don't really know what that might be. Sort of, we'd have to think about that.
Yeah, there's not a lot laid down about her character just
no,
yet.
not too much. I mean, we know that she was blackmailed by Marco, and her business promises was used, but that's about all, don't we? So, yeah, we've got lots of opportunities in Angel and May to sort of really open things up, but it's just like, where do you go? There's so many.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. How would you like to see, your characters develop in season 3?
Well, I guess I'm looking forward to exploring a bit more depth in Gander, because Gander is such an interesting character with lots and lots of areas to explore.
Yeah, who knows what goes on in that office when they don't see her. Yeah.
And also looking forward to exploring the relationship between Sophie and Sharrow. That will be a new thing. Exploring where that goes. And also looking forward to some more comedic aspects in the stories. Having some more laughs in all the depth of drama.
Yeah. I think that's a good input, actually. Right. Well, thank you very much for your time. Pleasure.
You're welcome.
And we look forward to hearing more from you in our new upcoming season.
Yeah, great.